For several years now, the world of animated movies has become increasingly significant due to its large fan base, and these films consistently earn substantial revenue. Years ago, only a few animated movies would be released each year, but now it's like a sea of new releases, thanks to technological advances. However, this doesn't necessarily mean that all these new releases are high quality or that fans are eagerly anticipating them. That's why I'm here to present the 9 most anticipated upcoming animated movies. Some of these films are set to release in 2024, but others are coming in 2025, 2026, and 2027. Number 9, Lilo and Stitch. The first 2D animated film premiered in 2002 and has since become a beloved classic. Strangely enough, even though it came out over 20 years ago, new Stitch merchandise has been popping up, and there's a reason for this. Disney has announced a new 3D version of Lilo and Stitch. Although they haven't released much information about the film, the character design has faced criticism. As mentioned before, 2D animated films have a unique charm, and it's challenging to capture that magic in a 3D adaptation. The new film is slated for release in 2025, and we hope they make the necessary adjustments for it to succeed. Number 8, Dog Man. This movie is set to release on January 31st, 2025, with a story that's quite original, but clearly aimed at a younger audience. The story follows a police officer and his K-9 partner who get into a car accident. At the hospital, the doctors perform a surgery that combines the body of the officer with the head of the dog. This is how Dog Man, a dog-headed officer, comes into existence, now tasked with fighting crime. The movie features a mix of cartoonish and 3D design. If you have young kids, this will be perfect for them, but let's hope it's enjoyable for adults too. Number 7, Zootopia 2. We all know that the first Zootopia was a huge success, and it's hard to find anyone who didn't enjoy it. For this reason, the producers decided to make a sequel, and I honestly hope the humor is just as good. So far, we know that the 2 main characters from the first movie will return for the sequel, which is great news since they made an excellent team. While there's no exact release date yet, Disney has confirmed a November 2025 launch. Number 6, Elio. This film is set to release on June 13, 2025, and is one of Pixar's new stories. Major studios have recently focused on releasing sequels or adapting 2D films into 3D, making Elio a very important movie. I'm particularly excited about this one because it feels refreshingly different from what we're used to. Elio is a boy with a big imagination, who suddenly gets transported to space, where representatives from other galaxies gather. Due to a mysterious mistake, Elio is identified as Earth's ambassador and must face a series of challenging trials to discover his true purpose. Number 5, Sonic 3. We all know the Sonic 3D animated films had a controversial start, especially with the initial character design being widely criticized. Some speculate this was a marketing ploy, and while we don't know if that's true, it certainly paid off. The 2 Sonic movies we've seen so far have been fantastic, each introducing new characters. This time, they're bringing in Shadow, a powerful villain and my favorite character in the franchise. Sonic 3 will be released on December 20th, 2024, and while it's unclear if this will be the last Sonic movie, we hope it provides a great ending to the trilogy. Number 4, Moana 2. The first Moana movie was a huge hit, and while everyone is eagerly waiting for a live-action version, Disney has chosen to release a 3D animated sequel instead. The original film was full of emotion, comedy, action, and magic. The second installment has to surpass all that, but unfortunately, the trailers released so far haven't generated much excitement, and it's uncertain whether it will match the success of the first film. Moana II is set to release on November 27, 2024, and for now, we know it will feature the same characters as the first film. This might be why the trailers seem less inspiring, as sequels often need new characters, whether side characters or villains, and we haven't seen much of that yet. Number 3, Toy Story 5. This is perhaps the most nerve-wracking announcement for fans, because when you have something perfect, you don't want to touch it for fear of ruining it. That's the case with Toy Story, a franchise known for its uniquely successful history, a perfect trilogy, followed by a brilliant fourth film. This kind of success is rare, and when Disney announced the fourth film, we were all nervous since the third movie had concluded the story so masterfully. That same nervousness has returned with the fifth installment, as the last film was fantastic, and fans don't want the legacy tarnished. We've seen Andy play with the toys, we've seen him grow up, and then we met Bonnie. What's next? Will we see Bonnie giving away the toys too? The release date for Toy Story 5 is set for June 19, 2026, and while it seems far off, this kind of film takes time to create. Number 2, Frozen 3. Frozen is already an icon in animation for many reasons, particularly its incredible music. The story of Frozen is beautiful and always strikes an emotional chord. When we saw the first movie, we thought it was impossible to top it, but the sequel proved even better. The challenge now is to surpass those previous two films, especially since this new one is supposed to close the trilogy. Of course, we don't know if Disney will follow up with a fourth installment. After all, they did it with Toy Story, but for now, let's focus on this third sequel. It's currently scheduled for release in November 2027, and there's still not much additional information available. Number 1, Shrek V. The Shrek movies have a special place in the hearts of many, as the franchise was originally conceived as a parody of classic fairy tales. Despite this, it's disappointing that while the first movie was perfect, the sequels gradually declined in quality, leaving many fans uncertain about what to expect from the fifth installment. As a Shrek fan, if the new movie maintains the charm of the previous ones, I'll be grateful they made it. It might not reach the fame of the original film, as the Shrek universe's humor feels like a joke that's been told too many times, but they remain very entertaining films. This is likely due to its characters, especially Donkey, one of the best supporting characters in animation history. The movie is set for release in July 2026, and hopefully, by 2025, we'll have more information to see if making this fifth installment was a good idea. Let me know in the comments which of these movies you're looking forward to, like this video, and subscribe to Wizard Multiverse.